You've probably been told your whole life that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And for good reason. It sets the tone for everything that follows. But here's the part nobody tells seniors. It's not just about eating breakfast. It's about what you're putting in your body the moment you wake up. Most people, over 60, wake up thinking they're doing the right thing. A bowl of oatmeal, a glass of orange juice, maybe a slice of toast. With jam, it feels safe, simple, familiar. But what if I told you those exact choices might be draining your energy, inflaming your joints, spiking your blood sugar, and even speeding up memory decline before it's even 10 a.m.? Let me tell you about Walter. He's 72, sharp as a tack, but every morning, around 11 a.m., he'd feel foggy, a little shaky, even grumpy. His wife thought it was just part of aging. But all it took was one small change to his breakfast routine, and everything shifted. He didn't need new medication, he just needed a new morning plate. Because here's the truth, your body at 6 doesn't handle food like it did at 25. Your metabolism is slower, your blood sugar is more sensitive, and your brain needs stable fuel, not sugar spikes. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 5 biggest mistakes seniors make when eating breakfast, and show you simple fixes that could dramatically improve your day. Let's start with the most common one, the oatmeal myth. If I asked a room full of seniors, what's a healthy breakfast? The first answer I'd hear almost every time is oatmeal. It's been marketed for decades as heart healthy. Doctors recommended it. Labels said whole grain. And to be fair, real oats do have benefits. But the truth is, most people aren't eating the kind of oatmeal that actually helps their health. They're eating the instant, flavored microwave nominate kind. And that's where the problem starts. Take Margaret to 68, diabetic, doing everything right every morning. She'd pour a little packet of cinnamon apple oatmeal into a bowl, add hot water, slice a banana on top, and think she was making the best possible choice. But by 10 a.m., she was yawning. Her fingers were stiff, her blood sugar through the roof. Why? Because those flavored packets are filled with added sugars, artificial flavoring, and fast-digesting carbs that spike blood glucose, like a candy bar would. Even adding bananas, more sugar. No protein, no fat. It adds up. Increased inflammation, insulin resistance, and even memory issues. Here's the better choice. Steel-cut, or old-fashioned rolled oats, cooked slowly with a spoon of almond butter, a handful of berries, maybe a scoop of protein powder, balanced, blood sugar stable. Still delicious. Oatmeal isn't the enemy, but the kind you choose, and what you add to it makes all the difference. Let's move to another silent saboteur in the morning routine. It's cold, sweet, and comes in a carton, fruit juice. It's bright, it's sweet. It says 100% pure right on the label, so it must be healthy, right? Fruit juice is one of the biggest traps in the senior breakfast routine. It feels innocent. A small glass of orange juice to wash down your vitamins. Maybe a splash of apple juice with toast. You've done it for years, but here's the truth. No one wants to say out loud, drinking fruit juice is like drinking liquid sugar. Let's talk about Barbara. She's 73. Every morning she'd fill half a glass with orange juice. Just a little. Vitamin C, she'd say. But over time, her doctor noticed rising blood pressure, stubborn belly fat, and prediabetes. The culprit. That tiny glass C. When you eat an orange, your body gets fiber, which slows the sugar rush. But when you drink the juice, you're getting the sugar of 3 to 4 oranges all at once. With no fiber to buffer it, your blood sugar spikes fast, your insulin goes haywire, and you feel hungry again within an hour. And over time, these daily sugar bombs can worsen joint pain, fatigue, brain fog, and weight gain, especially for aging bodies that metabolize sugar less efficiently. What's the alternative? Swap the juice for whole fruits, like half a grapefruit, or a handful of berries. Or even better, start your day with a glass of lemon water or unsweetened green tea to hydrate and support digestion. Fruit is a gift of nature, but in its whole form. When it's stripped into a sweet, sugary liquid, it's no longer your friend. Next, let's talk about something even sneakier: skipping breakfast altogether. Now let's talk about a mistake that's becoming more common, especially among seniors trying to cut back. Skipping breakfast. Sometimes it's on purpose. I'm not that hungry. I'm trying to lose weight. I just drink coffee and take my meds. Other times, it's accidental, too tired to cook, or just not in the mood. But here's what most people don't realize. As we age, skipping breakfast isn't harmless. It's harmful. Let me tell you about Frank. He's 69, retired, and started skipping breakfast to control his weight. Coffee at 7, maybe a muffin at noon, but by mid-morning, he'd feel dizzy, irritable. His hands would shake. Slightly when writing checks, what seemed like a harmless habit was actually messing with his blood sugar and draining his muscles. The aging body becomes more sensitive to low blood sugar. Skipping meals can lead to sudden drops in energy poor, concentration, increased risk of falls, or fainting. Insulin resistance over time. And here's the irony. Skipping breakfast doesn't help with weight loss in seniors. It can actually slow metabolism and trigger overeating later in the day. The fix? You don't need a full-course meal, just a light, balanced plate, a boiled egg with avocado, plain yogurt with a handful of nuts, even a protein shake with almond, milk and flaxseed. The goal is simple. Give your body something to work with. Food isn't the enemy. It's your morning medicine. Coming up next, one of the sneakiest habits of all, toast and jam. Yes, even the wheat kind. It's quick, it's familiar, it smells like comfort. A slice of toast with jam, maybe even two, for many seniors. It's the easiest way to get something in the stomach before pills or appointments. But here's what no one tells you. That simple toast and jam combo, it's a blood sugar disaster in disguise. Let me introduce you to Carol. She's 74 and very independent. Each morning, she'd toast a slice of wheat bread, add a swipe of margarine, a spoon of strawberry jam, and call it done. By 9:30 a.m., she was always ravenous. By 11 a.m., she needed a nap. She thought it was just part of getting older, until her doctor checked her A1C. Here's the science. Toast, even whole wheat toast, is often made from refined flour, meaning it digests quickly and converts straight into glucose. Jam adds pure sugar on top of that. No fiber, no fat, no protein. That's a one-way ticket to a glucose spike and a hard crash right after. And over time, these spikes can lead to insulin resistance, fatigue, inflammation, and even memory issues. So what can you do instead? You don't need to give up toast, you just need to upgrade it. Try this: sprouted grain or sourdough bread, natural, nut butter like almond or peanut butter, a sprinkle of chia seeds or cinnamon, maybe half a sliced banana or a few berry samies. Same comfort, but this time you're fueling your brain and body, not draining it. Next, let's break down one of the most dangerous breakfast myths of all, that fat is bad. Let's rewind to the 1980s and 90s. Everything said low fat. Doctors warned us about cholesterol. Magazines told us to toss the yolks in fear butter like poison, and for many seniors, that message stuck hard. So even today, at 65, 70, or 80, you might find yourself reaching for fat-free yogurt, dry toast, or skipping eggs altogether, thinking you're doing the smart thing. But here's the truth. Your body needs fat, especially as you age. Let me tell you about Gloria. She's 76. No health issues, but always complained of dry skin, brittle nails, and feeling foggy. She still believed one egg a week was plenty, and she only used skim milk. Her doctor suggested something radical. Eat more fat. She started adding avocado to breakfast, swapped margarine for real butter, and went back to eating whole eggs. Within weeks, her energy was steadier, her skin improved, her brain felt clearer. That's no coincidence. Healthy fats from foods like eggs, nuts, seeds, olive oil, and yes, even butter in moderation, support hormone health, protect your brain, and reduce inflammation. And the cholesterol myth? It's more complex than we were told. Recent research shows that in many seniors, dietary cholesterol doesn't significantly impact heart health the way we once feared. So don't skip the yolks, don't fear the avocado, don't settle for fat-free, sugar-loaded diet foods. Instead, focus on natural, whole fats that fuel your body with what it actually needs. In the next chapter, let's zoom out a bit, because these morning mistakes, they're not just about how you feel today, they're quietly speeding up aging every single day. By now, you've seen how a few innocent breakfast choices, oatmeal packets, toast, and jam, fruit juice can create blood sugar spikes and energy crashes. But here's the deeper truth. These tiny daily habits, repeated over time, can actually accelerate aging. Let's talk about how your body after age 60 is more vulnerable to inflammation, the hidden fire that fuels arthritis, heart disease, memory loss, and fatigue. Every time your blood sugar spikes from a sugary or carb-heavy breakfast, it triggers a release of insulin, and over time, that repeated spike crash cycle wears down your body's ability to respond. That's how you get insulin resistance. That's how you get brain fog. That's how your joints begin to ache. Not because of age alone, but because of silent inflammation. I'll never forget James, a 70-year-old former teacher who came to a senior nutrition workshop I gave. He wasn't sick, but he said, "I just feel like I'm running slower every day." When we walked through his breakfast, juice, toast, margarine, the picture became clear. He changed it up. Protein, good. Fat, fiber, hydration. 3 weeks later, he sent a note that said, "I thought I was just getting old. Turns out I was underfueling my body." That's the power of small changes. Because aging isn't just about the number, it's about how much damage or support you give your cells every day, and breakfast is where it starts. Coming up, let me show you what a balanced, energizing, senior-friendly breakfast really looks like with real options you'll actually enjoy. So if oatmeal packets, juice, and toast are slowing you down, what should a smart, energizing breakfast actually look like for someone over 60? Here's the simple truth: you don't need perfection. You need balance. The right breakfast for seniors includes 3 core things: protein to support muscle, energy and blood sugar, healthy fat to nourish your brain and keep you full, fiber and color to keep digestion smooth, and reduce inflammation. Let me give you a few real examples. Option 1, steel-cut oats, cooked slowly with cinnamon, chia seeds, and a spoon of almond butter. Add a few berries on top. Why it works? Fiber, fat, and protein, not just sugar and carbs. Option 2, 2 eggs scrambled in olive oil, with sautéed spinach and sliced avocado on the side, rich in B vitamins, healthy fat and protein, plus it actually keeps you full. 3, a smoothie, unsweetened almond milk, a scoop of protein powder, frozen spinach, flaxseed, and half a banana. Easy on the stomach, portable, and blood sugar friendly. Option 4, plain Greek yogurt, topped with crushed walnuts, cinnamon, and a handful of blueberries. No sugar crash, just stable energy and brain fuel. The point isn't to be gourmet, it's to be intentional. You can still have flavor, warmth, and convenience. You just need to think beyond cereal and toast in the next chapter. We'll talk about something frustrating. Why didn't your doctor ever tell you any of this? At this point, you might be asking yourself a fair question. If these breakfast mistakes are so common, why didn't my doctor say anything? And you're not alone. Thousands of seniors rely on their doctors for nutrition advice, and rightfully. But here's the truth. Most doctors receive very little nutrition training. In fact, some medical schools offer less than 20 hours of nutrition education total. That's less than a weekend. So it's not that your doctor doesn't care. It's that the system they trained in wasn't designed to focus on food. It was designed to focus on symptoms, on medications, on fixing things once they go wrong. Let me tell you about Harold. He's 75, diabetic, on 3 medications. When he asked his doctor if breakfast mattered, he was told, just eat something light, maybe toast or juice. He followed that advice. His blood sugar stayed unstable. When he finally saw a nutritionist, everything changed. Protein in the morning, no more juice, balanced fiber. Within 30 days, his blood sugar readings improved, and for the first time in years, he felt stable. The point isn't to blame doctors, it's to remind you that you have more control than you think. What you eat every morning, that quiet moment at the kitchen table, has more power than most pills you'll ever take, and in our final chapter, we'll bring it all together, because it's never too late to feel good again. Let's pause for a moment. If you're watching this and thinking, I've made these mistakes for years, is it too late to fix anything? The answer is simple and powerful. No, it's not too late. Not even close. Your body, no matter your age, is always listening, and even the smallest, most ordinary changes can ripple into something extraordinary. We've talked about a lot in this video. The sugary traps hiding in oatmeal and fruit juice. The fatigue that comes from skipping breakfast. the myth that all fat is bad, and how toast and jam might be doing more harm than good. But the point of all of this wasn't to scare you. It was to remind you of something deeper. You deserve to feel good. You deserve clarity, energy, strength, and calm. Let me leave you with this. Eleanor, a retired nurse at 78, told me she thought her best years were behind her. Then she made a few small changes to her breakfast. More protein, less sugar, better fat. 2 months later, she called me and said, "I'm not just alive, I feel present again." That's what this is really about. You don't need to overhaul your life. You just need to start with what's on your plate in the morning. Try it for 5 days. Then ask yourself, do I feel a little clearer, a little stronger? Chances are, you will. If this helped you, share it with someone you care about. And if you want more ways to eat and live with strength, hit that subscribe button. We're just getting started.